Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be taking a look at the MSI Claw and I'm just going to give you my thoughts. Opinions, because the device isn't out. It's not going to be out for probably a few more months until pre-orders go live. Just from what we've seen, what I've gathered from you guys, the community, I want to relay this in a way that's more informative and helpful for you, the buyer. So first things first, I'm always excited to see competition. Regardless of whether or not the MSI Claw is better than the Ally or a Steam Deck killer, whatever you want to call it, I think competition is always good. It's always something to learn from, no matter where it lies on that spectrum. If it's too expensive, we can learn. There's just so much information to gather from this. I want to get that out of the way before we dive into this and just kind of look at some of the specs and stuff right now and look into a lot of your guys' disappointments as well as mine. But there is still potentially a light at the end of the tunnel. But so when I was looking into this device after it was announced at CES, I was really expecting more. After the Ally, I mean, we've seen about 7 months since the Ally launched. It might be 7 or 8 months now. And this is essentially just the exact same device with an Intel chip instead. Right, there are Wi-Fi 7, a little bit bigger battery, but I mean, the battery side of this is really negligible because you're not going to be using, getting that full use out of the battery because the chip is less efficient. So essentially, it's probably going to be very, very similar in terms of performance with the battery. I'm going to go on a limb and say that. We'll just have to see when we get there. From what tests and stuff we've seen with the chip, it's really not as efficient as a Z1 Extreme. So right off the bat, I think the whole 51 watt hour or 53, sorry, watt hour battery is not something that we can be like super, oh my gosh, like it's such a revolution. Like I think MSI really needs to learn when to say things, and going through their Instagram, going through their social medias and how they're promoting this, they're very funny, very funny. You can tell it's a foreign company just based on the words and stuff that they're using. And one of the biggest pushes I've seen was for the battery life, and another big push for the ergonomics and the shaping of the device. Now that is a big deal, right? I really do like how the Steam Deck fits in my hands, the big bulge on the bottom, but essentially that's what the MSI Claw is. It's going to be very similar shape to the Steam Deck. The Ally, I have a case on, but even still, it's kind of flat in the back. But with the case, it does make it a bit better. So does that grant an entire new device? Just pretty much what I've said right now. Does that make you want to purchase this device if you already have an Ally or a Steam Deck? Fits in your hand a little bit better, potentially has the chance after a few updates to have better battery life. Because actually that's all it is. That is all the MSI Claw is offering right now. There is honestly nothing else that I'm excited for. Unfortunately, it is black instead of white, which there are skins for the Ally. There are probably skins for the Legion that you can put on that. I think that the Legion was such an interesting addition to this market because of what it offered as far as the 8.8-inch display. You had the detachable controllers, the built-in mouse. It was Lenovo really took the Z1 Extreme chip and just had their way with it. It was incredible to see, but for me, I'm looking for performance. All of that stuff that the Legion offers can be fixed, I guess, with mods, and what I mean by mods, like I can always get a travel mouse to carry with me. There's always things that I can work around, and for me, it didn't grant another $800 purchase just to get a detachable mouse when you can buy a travel mouse for $30. Use it with your pre-existing device. So what was the MSI's big offer for us, the consumer? We've seen such a fantastic lineup for the past year and a half, pretty much year and a half on devices to purchase. What can they bring to the table to offer? And pretty much this is it. Windows 11 Home, Intel Core Ultra 7 processor 155H, which is for right now, doesn't look super, super great. I know that's whited out for you guys, so it's kind of hard to see. Cooler Boost Hyperflow. If you guys are familiar at all with MSI laptops, you'll know exactly what Cooler Boost is. All the Cooler Boost is making your device sound like a jet airplane, jet engine. It is so loud. All it does is crank the fans to the max. That is what Cooler Boost is, sadly. Keep cooler, game longer. It has 2 fans, so does the Ally, so does the Legion. We've seen this before. It's not a super big innovation. Ergonomic design, yep. Long session comfort gaming, okay. Let's keep scrolling down here. What else? Oh, ergonomics. If you guys forgot, it's very ergonomic. Ergo gaming, science of comfort, perfect through thrombopatry. Oh yes, next gen hybrid performance. Great. All of these cores don't really necessarily matter if we're going to be using more battery life, which it looks like we have. Best in class battery life. Sure, if you want to peel that battery off and shove it in an Ally, yeah, we're going to get better battery life, but we just don't know yet. Power that lasts 50% longer compared to market average. Power that lasts 50% longer. That is a very interesting claim, because are you saying that this device lasts, or that the battery lasts longer? Because it's 2 different things. If you have 2 cans of fuel and one of them has is blowing a flame out of it that's 10 feet long, and the other one's blowing one that's 4 feet long, we can kind of tell, even though the other ones might be a little bit bigger, it probably won't last longer. It's a very dumb analogy, but just if you guys aren't really understanding what I'm trying to say, that's it. Game fancier and easier. Featuring RGB lighting. Great, that's fantastic. I'm trying not to be a Debbie Downer here, guys, but I was expecting hopefully just something different. Now, if we can look at this display with the bezel here and the one they're showing in that picture, it is probably going to be the exact same display. I don't know what kind of deal they had with Ubisoft and showing off their games in the pictures, but they don't look super great either. Just a side note, whoever is making the pictures and putting them on MSI's website, you might want to turn up the shadows or something. I don't know if you guys can see what I'm talking about there. They used this screenshot probably 8 times throughout this entire thing, and it's honestly like a mobile game. Speaking of mobile games, we'll get to that in a second, because they do offer mobile game support. 7-inch smoothness ready. Exactly the same display that we have here. I'm very, very confident when I'm saying this. I think it might be the exact same display. The specs are there. The bezel, everything lines up. This might just be the same producer of the display. And other than that, guys, the back opens up a little bit more to allow for those 2 fans to really take hold of the cooling. No Dolby Atmos support like we see with the Ally here. Very, very similar speakers. The back, there is backlight for the buttons to light up. There is no announcement yet of Game Pass coming with this. We really don't know what it's going to come with, if it will ship with anything. But yeah, I mean, for right now, unfortunately, this is kind of disappointing. I would love to hear what you guys think. I am open to having my mind changed. I think that's one of the most important things to have in this space is kind of like a no man's sky, right? Like something could launch kind of rough, but with enough updates and love, it can really get turned around. We've seen that with the Switch, and we've seen that with the Steam Deck. So I'm always open to see maybe this Core Ultra 7 processor is really something different, and they'll have excellent driver support after about a year, or whatever the case may be. But I think for right now, for me, I'm more excited for the Z2 chip that is hopefully going to come out this 2024. But yeah, I'd say hold on to your wallets and maybe pass on this one for now, guys. I'm not sponsored by anybody. I just am telling you my thoughts and opinions because they are my own. Because I honestly see a lot of you guys who may not have enough time to do the research for this. I have friends who want to get into handheld gaming but don't know what to get. These kinds of videos are for you guys, so that if you are, I don't want to say uneducated because I don't have a degree in this. It's just I'm a regular guy looking at this stuff and telling you my opinions. This just doesn't look great. It really does not look great. As far as pushing things forward for 2024, I would say get the Ally. We know that the drivers have gotten support. We know that all of these bugs and glitches have been fixed. With the power, with the melting of the SSD cards, it's all been fixed. It's just been tweaked. The only major issues left were fixed. The getting banned on different games because of the anti-lag that you could have turned on, that's been removed. So you're no longer going to be getting banned for playing Call of Duty. Really, for me, that was the only issue. All that I could ask more from a device like this is just more performance, and that is not something I think we're going to see with the MSI Claw. Hopefully in the next 6-7 months we get some leaks or something. I know leaks aren't necessarily the best thing for this space, but just something for us to get excited for while this kind of just mulls over. But who knows? I might pre-order this, show this off to you guys, do some comparison videos. But as for right now, I'm not very excited. I want to be. Trust me, you guys. This is one of my favorite hobbies. I want to be excited for this. I was hoping maybe it was a 8-inch display OLED with 32 gigabytes of RAM, 60 watt-hour battery. Like, if it was exactly what I just said right there, I would be much, much more inclined on purchasing this so that it's a different device. If you already have an Ally, this is a pass, big time. If you just bought a Steam Deck OLED, this is a pass. There's no reason to get something that doesn't have any driver support yet. So I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your week. If you have any thoughts or opinions or anything, if anything changes too, please come back. If you're watching this a few weeks later, let me know what you think. If things have changed from what I've said, from what they're saying on their website here. But I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your week and weekend, and game on, you guys.